Hey, thanks for joining me today. It's Tuesday, March 30th. We got a fun story today. It's about cancel culture, but it's not a regular cancel culture story. I think most of those are distractions. Look over here, right? I want to talk about the consequences of this kind of canceling. But first, flame on. If you just happen to stumble upon this video, if you haven't seen my videos before, consider yourself like a luxury, not luxury, what am I saying? A very lucky winner, because the algorithm does not promote my videos to anyone. So if you just stumbled upon this, consider yourself very lucky. Be sure to subscribe. Today we're going to talk about Ook and Gluk. This is a popular kids book, and it's just recently been canceled. Let's go to the story from CNN. Scholastic is pulling a Captain Underpants spinoff over concerns about Asian stereotypes. Scholastic has pulled a spinoff of Captain Underpants series from circulation because it contains, quote, passive racist stereotypes and imagery of Asians. The children's book publisher announced last week that it had halted distribution of the Adventures of Ook and Gluk Kung Fu Cavemen from the Future, a graphic novel published in 2010 with the blessing of its author, sellout and cuck Dav Pilkey. The book follows Ook and Gluk, two cave kids from the fictional town of Caveland in 500,001 BC. After they get transported to the future, discover an evil corporation is stealing natural resources from their town. They befriend a martial arts instructor named Master Wong, who trains them in Kung Fu and ultimately helps save the day. Well, so far, this all sounds pretty wholesome and pretty awesome. Sounds like a tale. We've got a very inclusive cast. We've got a black caveman from the future, a white caveman from the future. They're best friends. They've teamed up, and they're learning Kung Fu from Master Wong to defeat an evil corporation. I don't know what the problem can be here. The author apologized because, you know, that's what he does. Billy Kim, a Korean-American father of two children, started a Change.org petition about the novel. Well, let's check out that petition. Scholastic needs to apologize for publishing a children's book filled with racist imagery. This petition made change with 289 supporters. They were able to get this canceled with less than 300 people signing on to it. That's pretty impressive. Says he's a Korean-American father of two. He's got little kids. He borrowed a book. And he said that the book relied upon multiple instances of racist imagery and stereotypical tropes, including a kung fu master wearing what's purported to be a traditional style tang coat, dashes for eyes for the Asian characters, stereotypical Chinese proverbs, and a storyline that has the kung fu master rescued by the non-Asian protagonists using their kung fu skills, despite the fact that they were taught said skills from the supposed master. So what are the issues here? Well, one of the issues seems to be that the guy teaching them Kung Fu is Chinese, Master Wong. Can you imagine if he had made this book, but instead of learning Kung Fu from Master Wong, he learned Kung Fu from, I don't know, a Hispanic guy, right? Well, there'd be a problem with that, wouldn't there? Right? If he learned Kung Fu from, I don't know, a white guy or a white woman, that would also be a problem. So the author tried to do the right thing and have the cavemen learn Kung Fu from a Kung Fu master, Master Wong. Now, you got a problem with the name Wong? It's a very common Chinese name. In fact, it's one of the most common, probably top three. W-O-N-G or Huang, H-U-A-N-G. Very popular name. That would be like if you're having a white kid and his name is Smith or Jackson or Jones, right? That would be an appropriate name. And so I don't know. I'm not sure I understand the problem with that. Also that he was wearing a tang coat, right? A traditional Chinese jacket. What should he wear? Right? This is a kung fu master. You would expect him to be wearing that kind of coat. You know, if he were wearing a hoodie, this dad would probably have a problem with it. It's like, hey, how come the kung fu master is wearing a hoodie? He should be wearing a tang coat. So the author of this book seemed to be doing all the right things and is being criticized for it. Now, one of the issues that they have is that the characters have dashed eyes. Many of the stories that are reporting on this don't have any examples, so I went out and found one. So here's an example from the book so we can examine what was so bad about this. Let's go. Oh, Ook, be careful, don't get hurt. I couldn't bear it if anything bad happened to you. So Ook, the black character, his eyes are dashes that go up and down. We got the little white kid, Gluk. He has bangs over his eyes, so we can't see his eyes at all. And the little Asian girl, her eyes are dashes going sideways. She's also got a ponytail. Perhaps that's also a trope, that little girls have ponytails. Maybe we shouldn't have her have a ponytail, I guess. I don't know. Let's go to the second frame here. What about us? Oh yeah, you too. And so over here on the right-hand side, we have Master Wong in his tang jacket. I think that looks very respectful. Thank you, Master Wong. We will do our best to save village and defeat evil gobbernoppers. May you have success on your journey. And they're bowing. And I suppose that having Asians bow is a trope, or I don't know, stereotypical. I've always heard that it was a sign of respect. So, you know, we're being multicultural here. We're including everything. Now, I understand if you have an issue with the Asian characters having dashes for the eyes. However, let's just play this out. I know that Asian animation, right, anime, is very popular. And if we just go and look at anime, we'll see, like in this upper left-hand corner, I just put in anime into the Goog machine, and that character has dashes and a huge smile. I guess that one is okay? I don't know. But then the other characters have huge, huge round eyes. This is a standard thing in anime. You look at all these characters, they have massive, big, expressive eyes that do not appear to be Asian. They appear to be big, round, Caucasian eyes, although I don't know anyone with eyes that big. I mean, I can make my eyes really big. They're never going to be as round as they are in anime. So, should we cancel every single Japanese animation because the eyes are made really big and round? I've read that it's to be extra expressive. Bigger eyes are able to express emotion better when you're trying to translate that in a cartoon. But look at this here, this girl with the pink hair. Her eyes could not be bigger and rounder than they are. I don't know, perhaps we should cancel all anime as well. But I guess there's no problem with these. In fact, if we look at the top 10 most popular anime of all time, and we scroll through it, every single one has huge round eyes. And they're blue. Now, I was not aware that Asians had blue eyes. Perhaps that's cultural appropriation as well. You can understand. Now, this one here is problematic, of the little kid in the airplane here. Ooh, that'll get you canceled. Detective Conan, you're done. It's 2021. You're out. But all of these, Pokemon, look at the huge, huge round eyes. Dragon Ball Z, I mean, come on. And that's one thing that we can do. You just need to play this out a little bit. You know, this author tried to make a multicultural, inclusive cartoon. And, you know, perhaps people did not care for how the Asians were represented in that. And I guess I can understand. If you don't like it that way, that's fine. But you need to carry it out to other things as well. I think this was coming from a good place. Now, one of the issues was that Master Wong taught them Kung Fu and they were able to save Master Wong in the end. That's a typical storyline, right? You learn, and then someday you go back and save the master. We've seen this so many times in so many different movies. It's pretty typical. I don't know why that would be a problem. The problem, it seems to me, is that we have different races of characters. And no matter what you do with different races of characters, there's going to be a problem if someone's extra sensitive. Now, what are the long-term consequences? What are the unintended consequences for this type of cancellation? Well, I'll tell you what it's going to be. If you were writing a kid's book now and you wanted to be inclusive, you're not going to be inclusive. You're not going to want to include characters from different lands because you might represent it wrong somehow. So you're going to have less books that are multicultural and inclusive. And you're going to have more books where the characters are no longer even humans, right? We'll make it an adventure of little rhinos and hippos and lions and stuff, because at least then, they won't be criticized for racist imagery. Or there'll be alien people or a different universe. But it's going to be less inclusive for different people across the world. This story was about two best friend cavemen, one black and one white, getting along and traveling through time and space, fighting bad guys, fighting an evil corporation. That should be something that's celebrated, but not now. That's the unintended consequences of this kind of cancellation. But that's just my take on it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have an awesome day. Peace.